Hello everyone, I am Ananya Bajpai and today I'll be talking about chemical energetics. There are two types of changes, physical and chemical. In a physical change, there is a change in the physical state of a substance, but there is no change involved in the chemical substances. However, in chemical changes, there is a change in the chemical substance. In physical changes, no new substances are formed. However, in chemical changes, new substances are formed. Physical changes are reversible and any mixtures formed can easily be separated, but chemical changes are difficult to reverse. Energy is either given out or taken in. There are more exothermic reactions in which the energy is given out. Melting and evaporation, which are physical changes, involve the absorption of heat. Condensation and freezing give out heat energy. Chemical changes are results of chemical reactions. Magnesium and oxygen form MgO and a brilliant white flame is produced. MgO is the new substance that is formed. Nitrogen and oxygen form nitrogen monoxide. In this reaction, heat energy is taken in. The new substance formed is nitrogen monoxide. This occurs during lightning strikes. Let's talk about the exothermic reactions in which energy is released. For example, when we dissolve magnesium chloride in water, it is a physical exothermic change. When we add zinc to copper sulfate, it is a chemical exothermic change. The release of thermal energy leads to an increase in the temperature of the surroundings. Surroundings include the reaction mixture in the test tube, the air around the test tube itself. Anything dipping into the tube, this is a test tube in which an exothermic reaction is taking place. So heat is being given out. The test tube itself will become hot. Endothermic reactions are those reactions in which energy is absorbed from the surroundings. For example, photosynthesis, a very important reaction in which plants use the energy in sunlight to form glucose and oxygen using the raw materials carbon dioxide and water, is an endothermic reaction. The thermal energy is taken in from the surroundings, which leads to a decrease in the temperature of the surroundings. In summary, in exothermic reactions, heat exits and in endothermic reactions, heat enters. This is a test tube in which an endothermic reaction is taking place. Heat from the surroundings is taken in. By this process, the surroundings become colder. Reaction pathway diagrams show energy levels of the reactants and products in a reaction to showcase whether it is an exothermic reaction or an endothermic one. This is the pathway diagram for an exothermic reaction. As you can see, the energy of the reactants is higher than that of the products. Downwards black arrow shows that energy is being given out to the surroundings. For endothermic reactions, the energy of the reactants is lower than that of the products. The upwards black arrow shows that energy is being absorbed from the surroundings into the system. Enthalpy is the thermal content of a system. The change in this thermal content, also known as enthalpy change, is the heat change that occurs during the course of any reaction. When heat is released from the system to the surroundings, the enthalpy decreases, and so change in enthalpy is negative. In contrast, when heat is taken in by the system from the surroundings, enthalpy of the system increases and the change is positive. This is an exothermic reaction. We know because the arrow is pointing downwards. The enthalpy change is minus 728 kJ per mole, which can be calculated using the bond energy of each of the reactant as well as the product. The negative sign shows that the reaction is exothermic. Any reaction only occurs when the bonds within the reactant molecules are broken so that new bonds between the two or more reactants are then formed to produce new substances. Bond breaking is an endothermic reaction and bond making is an exothermic reaction. This can be remembered by the mnemonic mexo-bendo. Making is exo and breaking is endo. The average value of the energy required to break or make a particular type of covalent bond is the bond energy. It is useful for knowing the amount of energy that is required for a reaction or the amount that is released in exothermic reactions. How to calculate the heat change? This is a combustion reaction involving methane, and we know it is complete combustion because carbon dioxide is being produced. You may be knowing that in one CH4 molecule, one C atom makes single bonds with 4 H atoms. In one O2 molecule, there are 2 O atoms that share 2 pairs of electrons. In CO2, there are 2 O atoms for each C atom. Each O atom shares 2 pairs of electrons with one C atom. In one water molecule, 2 H atoms make single bonds each with one O atom, meaning that each H atom shares 2 electrons with one O atom. On the left side of the equation, which includes the reactants, the energy is needed to break bonds. If we know the energy required to break a CH bond, or basically the bond energy, we can calculate the total amount of energy that is needed to break one molecule of CH4. Bond energy for the CH bond is 435, and there are 4 CH bonds in each CH4 molecule. So 435 into 4 is equal to 1740 kJ per mole. For 2 oxygen molecules, we can multiply the bond energy of the O double bond O bond with 2. The total energy that is required is the sum of the total bond energy of one CH4 molecule and 2 O2 molecules. On the right side of the equation, which includes the products, shows that new bonds have been made, and since MXO, making bonds, is an exothermic reaction, energy is released. The bond energy for C double bond O can be multiplied with 2 to get 1606 kJ per mole. The bond energy of OH can be multiplied with 2 because there are 2 OH bonds in one H2O molecule. Then again, product can be multiplied again with 2 because we need to know the total bond energy released from 2 water molecules. It will be into 4. The total energy that is released in this reaction is 3462. Since some energy is also needed to break bonds, enthalpy change will actually be energy required minus energy given out, getting the value minus 726 kJ per mole. From this we can conclude that the combustion reaction is exothermic. Energy that is released to the surroundings is greater than energy that is actually required. Activation energy is the minimum energy needed to start a chemical reaction. The colliding particles must possess at least this amount of energy, can be denoted by the symbol EA. Reactions are the result of collisions and only occur when the total energy is greater than the EA. This is an exothermic reaction. Pathway diagram including the activation energy that is required by the reaction. Drawing an arrow from the beginning of the reactants line to the peak denotes the EA, and drawing an arrow from the reactants line to the products line shows the enthalpy change. Exothermic reactions, the activation energy is smaller than the energy released. For endothermic reactions, the activation energy needed is more than the energy released to the environment. Activation energy begins from the reactant line to the peak, and the change in enthalpy begins from the reactants line to the products line. Thank you.